What's up, everybody? I am your host, a cheating wife that needs a quick insurance payout, and that is my co-host, a psychotic dirty Santa who's never owned a toothbrush. And welcome to the Grindhouse Syndicate Tales from the Script, where we cover one episode at a time of one of the most iconic shows in history, Tales from the Crypt. And now, with Thanksgiving out of the way, it's officially time for a little holiday fear as we dive into Season 1, Episode 2, and All Through the House, also known as the Christmas episode. So, we have officially started Christmas season, so it is time for some Christmas-themed horror. And I think that this is a great place to start. And in case you didn't know, according to Damien Leone himself, this episode directly inspired Terrifier 3, which makes sense because it's kind of like Terrifier 3's opening scene is kind of similar to this.
Yeah, I could 100% see this being why he set Terrifier 3 in Christmas setting. Like,
Yeah.
this is definitely the opening scene, like him going through the house, and this episode obviously does not go nearly as far as
No.
Terrifier 3
No.
goes. I don't think anything did when this episode came out. That's actually one of the points that I make at the end is, it's the scariest thing about this episode is what happens to this kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, Terrifier 3, maybe Damien Leone had that same idea because he showed us what happens to the kids.
Yeah. Well, you remember in the opening scene, Art has the axe. He murders the family with the axe, which we never really see him with the axe before. And it's because, like, he got that idea from this movie. So, I'm sure that for most people, this episode lives rent-free in your head for years. Like, it's kind of a memorable Tales from the Crypt. I want to say it's the only Christmas episode, but I am not going to say that for sure. But this is easily the most memorable Christmas
This is the most Christmassy episode. God, they nailed that fucking, 80s Christmas vibe.
They do, yeah, and it just kind of sticks out amongst the Tales from the Crypt fans. Like, they remember this. They know what you're talking about when you talk about the Christmas one. And I don't know if you remember talking about this, 2 years ago, but do you remember I didn't really enjoy it on my last watch?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was
I
not
remember
feeling it.
thinking that I was surprised that you wanted to cover this because you remember saying you didn't like this episode.
Yeah. So, I remember thinking that the episode was, it was okay, but I felt like I had seen the exact same, murderer dressed as a Santa goes on a killing spree story a million times. So, for me at the time, that kinda took the wind out of my sails a bit, but rewatching it this week, I must have had some fucking coal in my stocking that year or something, because I actually enjoyed it a lot more this time around, which just proves my point even more. Like, I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about 90% of the time, so.
Yeah, I actually was watching this and I was thinking at one point in the episode, like, man, I wonder why he hates this episode so much, man. I don't know. I just
Well,
don't get it. Like I I see your point with the premise, but at the same time I don't. Because it is a premise that has been used, but I don't think it's been used that much, and definitely not when this came out.
well, when I originally wrote the episode, I remember it wasn't Christmas time. Like, we were trying to just do Tales from the Crypt, as they come up in the season, right? And it wasn't even winter when I wrote it. I wanna say it was, summer. And I just wasn't feeling Christmas at that time, and it was weird trying to be excited for a Christmas thing when it was definitely not Christmas. I think that was a big part of it, but watching it now, during Christmas time, it hit so much better. So, yeah, I have, a way different opinion about it than I did years ago. when we originally went to do this specific episode. Yeah. So I was also really surprised. This is the second episode ever of Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, that really surprised me when we first did the very first
Yeah.
episode,
Mhm.
because this is one of the Tales from the Crypt episodes that always stuck out. Like, even from when I was younger, this always stuck out in my head. Like, I've binge watched them all now multiple times, but even prior to buying the whole set and watching all of them, this one stuck out in my head from seeing
Yeah.
it as a kid,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Holy shit, man, I can't believe that that was just the 2nd episode."
Yeah.
And one really cool thing about this is that the intro is one of the creepiest
Oh
Crypt
yeah.
Keeper intros that there is out of
Dude.
the whole show,
Oh man,
and
him in that Santa costume with it's the face.
the face,
It's the
for
face.
some reason, it's almost like he cut off a
Face.
person's face and
Yeah.
put it on, like a Santa's face.
Like
Like, he cut it off and put it on, and, you know it's the Crypt Keeper still, because his fucked up teeth and
and not in the big
in
ass
the
eyes.
eyes,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's, like, part of his face, and, yeah, just it's so creepy, and it's one of the intros that always sticks out in my head as being just, like, really just unsettling
It's
for
very
some
unsettling,
reason,
yeah.
and to think when they shot this, that this was only the 2nd intro with the Crypt Keeper that they had ever shot.
Yeah. And it's also surprising that, you're kicking off this horror series, right? They didn't know how great this was gonna be or how it was gonna go. They're kicking this thing off, season 1. The 2nd episode's a Christmas episode? Like, that's weird.
I imagine it aired in December.
No, I don't think it actually did. I
Huh.
wanna say I gotta get to it down here in the production stuff, but I wanna say it aired in, like, June.
That's a weird time to do a Christmas episode,
Yeah.
but I think a lot of these were based off of the comics, and they may have been going in order. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. So before we get too far into this thing, you guys know that we love to give away movies during the holiday season, and that starts right now. So we will be giving away a brand new copy of Talk to Me in 4K UHD, a Blu-ray of Zach Kreger's mega hit Weapons, a Blu-ray of Final Destination Bloodlines, and finally a Blu-ray copy of Sinners, which is one of the most successful movies of the year. So basically, you have a chance here to win one of the best movies of 2025. And if you really want to get your hands on one of these, I recommend brushing up on your horror knowledge because we're going to do some trivia questions. So today, we're going to start this giveaway off with the 4K copy of Talk to Me, which is a movie that I think both of us just absolutely loved. And all you got to do is be the first person to answer this question correctly. In the movie Talk to Me, when Mia is at the party in the beginning of the movie, this is where she has her first ever experience with the hand. They tell everyone that you can't go over 90 seconds or something bad will happen. But if you've seen the movie, like she definitely goes like over the time limit, right? So the question is, what is the exact amount of time that Mia was possessed? From the very moment where she squeezes the hand and says, I let you in, to when the two other characters forcefully remove the hand from her grip. Need the exact time. I did not look this up. I simply timed it myself because I didn't necessarily want it to be an answer you could just Google real quick. Now, because there could be like a tiny bit of human error, I'm going to give a 1 second grace period. So you just got to be really, really close. But yeah, That's what we're gonna look for.
1 second grace period.
Yep. But the first person to comment, email, private message, whatever, carrier pigeon, don't care how I get the answer, but the first correct answer with this will win this brand new 4K copy of Talk to Me.
I will throw in a bonus if somebody uses a carrier pigeon.
Somebody uses a carrier pigeon, they may have to win all the movies.
Yeah, I will for sure throw in a bonus for that.
Yeah. I'm just, like, at work one day and a pigeon lands on my shoulder with a message tied to its leg.
Yeah, I'll give you a 2 second grace period on that one.
But yeah, I think this is gonna be interesting because I don't think anybody's gonna know that off the top of their head, so it's like a race to who can throw the movie in and time it.
Yeah, that is an interesting trivia
Yeah.
because that's not really trivia. Like that, you would never know that
No, you wouldn't really
unless
know that.
you actually went and timed it.
Yep. So let the games begin. That's how we're gonna kick this thing off so we can start giving away some of these movies.
We
Some of
we
these
need.
movies I actually wanted to keep because I don't have copies of Weapons or Sinners. So it's like, shit.
I think the only one I don't have the copy of is Sinners, but I don't think I have that 4K copy of Talk to Me. I think mine's
Yeah,
just
I
a
didn't.
Blu-ray.
I had just a Blu-ray and I was like, "Damn, 4K." Alright, so with that being said, are you ready to dive into In All Through the House?
I am so fucking jolly to do it.
Alright, let's do it.
Hello, boys and ghouls. If you want to stay up to date on what's going on with the show, talk about or submit your movie requests, or just say die, then I got good news for you. You can always find us at one of our social media accounts or our official website at Grindhouse.Horror.Pod.com, Facecrook at the Grindhouse Syndicate Horror Podcast, Instascam at grindhousesyndicate.horror.pod, and many gore, which you can always find links for in the show notes as always. And you know what I always say, the morgue, the merrier. So please subscribe or follow for alerts on new episodes. Now, back to the show, kiddies. Frights, camera, action.
And if you really love us and don't want us to get murdered by a dirty Santa, give us a review. This sounds like
Dirty Santa.
sounds like a drink you order at a bar.
A dirty
Can I
Santa.
get a dirty Santa on the rocks? Oh, man. So,
It probably had peppermint in it.
it
And no
would, yeah.
good.
Yeah, made out of peppermint schnapps.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should probably just create a drink called the Dirty Santa. One of the trivia questions should have been, what was the fake Grindhouse movie that we came up with on the show years ago?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, we might have to use that one.
I don't know if anybody. Well, there's some people who would get it.
Yeah, there's some people. Yeah,
That's back there. That's
Yeah.
like very beginning of season 1.
yeah, might use that one. Might have to use that one to give something away. So, this episode was directed by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Robert Zemeckis, who you might know from films like Back to the Future, Forrest Gump, Castaway, The Frighteners, all of the Dark Castle movies. It's safe to say this dude's a big deal.
Yeah.
Robert Zemeckis, very, very, very big deal. It was written by Fred Decker and Stephen Dodd and stars Larry Drake, Mary Ellen Trainor. Not really familiar with her. The guy, the husband, man, what was his name? Because he seemed familiar. I know I've seen him.
Joseph, maybe.
Yeah, I should have looked up. Wait, let's see. Maybe I can pull it.
Pretty sure it's Joseph.
He seemed super familiar, but I couldn't remember who he was. Man, he wasn't the gym coach in Nightmare on Elm Street 2, was he?
I don't think he is
I think he
the
was.
gay gym coach.
I think he was.
The creepy gay Freddy in the bathroom.
So his name is Marshall Bell, and
I'm pretty sure his name in the episode was Joseph.
yeah,
And
it
I
was.
remember thinking that it was a biblical reference, possibly because of the Christmas song that is playing at the time, right after his murder. Because it's Joy to the World, and I had the captions on, and I never realized how religious that song is. The only version I know is the Joy to the World, my teacher's dead. We barbecued her head. And then I heard, like, with the captions on, the actual lyrics to it, and I was like, "Man, this song sucks."
I didn't even pay any attention to that. Dude, this guy has been in so much shit. I'm still scrolling like the whole time. Oh my god, I was right.
Wow.
He is in it. He plays Coach Schneider. That just clicked in my head, dude, out of nowhere. I spent the whole episode trying to remember what he was from.
Taking fucking drinks from Bob Shay and a BDSM get up at the
Yeah,
bar.
getting a dirty Santa.
Yeah.
Getting a dirty Santa at the bar and at home or in the gym showers.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's like,
So
"Yeah, I'm gonna make this one on the rocks for sure."
yeah. So this story was
'Cause
pulled
do you ask for a dirty Santa on the cocks?
on the Cox. So this story was pulled directly from the 1970s comic book. So you were half right because they did not go in order. This is actually from Vault of Horror number 35. But yeah, so this story was in Vault of Horror 35, but that and like we said, this whole Santa going on a killing spree thing has been done a lot of times. But the original version of this was inspired by the 1823 poem that we all know very well, which is A Visit from St. Nicholas by Clement Clark Moore, or possibly Henry Livingston Jr. We're not entirely sure because it was originally published in a newspaper anonymously, with Moore claiming it years later, but some people debate that. But yeah, I want to say I looked the poem up, but I don't really remember how it necessarily inspired this story. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, so I do know. So this is actually where the famous "'Twas the night before Christmas and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse." It's that poem. That's where it comes from.
Huh.
How this inspired the
I thought that was the Grinch.
how that inspired this Tales from the Crypt, first it was a story in a comic book and now a show, I don't know.
Well, I don't think that the horror version of it, of a murderous Santa, is in that initial newspaper. I think that that's just they took that story of Santa and
Turned it in
turned it
completely
into
different?
yeah, turned it into a horror story.
Turned it into a
Like,
Santa on the Rocks.
what if this Saint Nicholas that's, coming through your house, technically breaking in and leaving presents at night, which is, as an adult, a really creepy thought. What if this was not such a great guy coming to your
Yeah,
house
that's
at
true.
night?
True. All right, so this story is about a greedy woman who makes the mistake of murdering her husband while an escaped mental patient dressed in a Santa Claus outfit is on the loose. It was originally released June 10th of 1989 and is 22 minutes long. Yeah, so came out in June, definitely not Christmas time, so that must have been weird.
That's almost as far away from Christmas as you can get.
Yeah. And I also found out Joel Silver was the executive producer of this episode, which you probably recognize from all of our Dark Castle episodes.
There's a lot of producers on this one.
Yeah. Joe Silver and Robert Zemeckis both came together to create Dark Castle Entertainment, which brought us a lot of bad but good early 2000s horror movies.
Yeah, Ghost Ship, 13 Ghosts.
House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Urban Legends was no,
Nah.
that's not the other one.
Mm-mm.
There's one more. There's the big four Dark Castle.
They did the Halle Berry movie. What the fuck was that called? Gothica? I think it was Gothica.
They did House on Haunted Hill, 13 House of Wax.
House of
That
Wax,
was
yeah.
the other one
Yeah.
I was thinking of, yeah.
So the special effects were done by Greg Kamen, who also worked on a ton of big films like The Exorcism of Emily Rose, Hannibal, Bless the Child, Idle Hands, Blade, The Mask, Mrs. Doubtfire, Dracula, Alien 3, the list goes on and on. This dude had a huge career doing special effects. All right, so ratings. This episode scored pretty high with an IMDb rating of 7.7 out of 10. And if you would like to watch this episode, like always, you can find it streaming for free on YouTube. So now that we got our milk and cookies, are you ready to dive into the plot of this episode?
I am hoping to get into this as soon as possible.
It's the most deadest ho ever. All right, so I'm just gonna start off by saying that the Crypt Keeper looks fucking disturbing, as we've already talked
like
about. But
the fucking Texas Chainsaw Crypt Keeper massacre.
He's scarier than Leatherface. Like seriously, like he creeps me. Maybe it's because I've seen Leatherface so much, I'm like desensitized to him. But he creeps me out more than Leatherface.
It reminds me so much of the all the just creepy Santa things in the 90s.
Yeah, they just didn't. They just looked bad.
Grandma would get, or everybody had a family member who had a creepy 3-foot tall Santa, but a talking version of that.
To me, it's like Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
Like there's just something wrong here. My brain is struggling to find out.
I'm telling you, it's like he literally skinned a midget Santa.
Yeah,
a tiny Santa, a little man Santa.
We might have to get a picture of it and post it with this episode. It's so creepy. Anyway, we start out in the basement of his condemned house where we are instantly greeted by the Crypt Keeper crudely dressed as Santa. He then slams his bag on the table and says, "Ho, ho, ho, kiddies. Just your old pal, the Crypt Keeper, having a little holiday fun. Why else would I be in this getup unless there was a clause in my contract?" That's so stupid.
It's great.
He says, "In fact, I've got some Christmas goose for you. Goose bumps, that is. Yes, indeedy, a little terror tale chock full of holiday fear. I mean cheer, of course." So we then jump to a little town called Pleasantville on Christmas Eve, where we meet Joseph Kamen and his wife Elizabeth, who are spending some time in the living room reading the iconic book A Christmas Carol. And everything seems to be going pretty good until he comments to his wife that something has to be done about the fire in the fireplace. He then asks her to let him have the fire poker, which she is holding in her hands, when suddenly she buries the poker deep in Joseph's head, pretty much instantly killing him. And she definitely let him have it, I would say.
Yeah, she definitely did. And as a first-time watch, this is very surprising. You're like, holy shit, there's a kill in the first 10 seconds of this.
Immediately. It's like the only kill.
when he says, "Let me have it," and you think you look at her and she's totally thinking about hitting him with this, but you don't think she's actually gonna do it.
No, you don't think that. Think that she's just fed up and she just wants to, but she's not going to.
Just tired of it, her annoying husband.
Yeah.
But no, she does.
So when his dead body falls forward, it makes this loud thump that just so happens to wake up their daughter, Carrie Ann, who, of course, now thinks Santa Claus has just landed on the roof and is here to drop off presents. Hoping to catch a glimpse of the jolly burglar himself, she runs downstairs, which just so happens to coincide with Elizabeth pulling the fire poker out of her dead husband's head. Elizabeth quickly downplays the situation and takes Carrie Ann back upstairs, reassuring her everything's all right. And when the little girl complains about being hot, Elizabeth cracks open a window to let cool air inside. And while tucking Carrie Ann in bed, she then asks her mother what she wants for Christmas, with her replying with a big smile, "I already got it." This bitch is cold.
She is.
This bitch is cold. She's already making an inside joke to herself, to her kid, about killing her husband and this kid's dad. Wow.
Stepdad.
Is it the stepdad?
Yeah. Yeah. The little girl calls him Joseph instead of dad.
Oh,
So, like, that stood out to me twice.
I didn't
and I was
catch
like,
that.
oh, this must be like her stepdad. And then she makes a joke like it would take a Christmas miracle to wake your stepdad up. I think that's what she says.
Your dad's had too many dirty Santas.
Yeah. Too
He's
many
done.
He's tired from all his late nights at the Robert Shea gay bar.
So, uh, damn. So Elizabeth then calls her lover to tell him that she finally did it and will soon be rich from the life insurance payout. Which, by the way, what kind of fucking weirdo puts, "I can't come to the phone right now, I'm out partying," on their voicemail thing?
Well, yeah, and then he's like, "Send me your measurements." Like, he's just like, has all these chicks just calling him. He's like, "I need to know your waist and breast size
And,
and your
and he lives in
I
this
want you to leave that in the voicemail so I know if you're worth calling back." Like,
this tiny
is
town called Pleasantville or whatever.
yeah, this is
Okay.
totally one of those, like, uh, just unrealistic Tales from the Crypt things, like, just the overwritten character.
Yeah, what if, like, it's daytime and, somebody calls him and they leave a like, is he out partying during the day too?
So all he does is party. That's why he ain't got no money.
Let's hope he doesn't, like, try to apply for a job and the people call him and there's like, "Well, should we hire him? He's out partying," and it's like 1 o'clock in the fucking afternoon.
I guess if it's like a club, he'd get the
It's true.
job pretty easy.
He's at the club a lot, let's just hire him.
He might be here right now.
Yeah. We then see her wrap Joseph's head in a plastic bag and drag his body outside, where she quickly begins complaining about how fat he is.
I love the bow.
I do too.
The
I was gonna
bow.
say, I love the fucking bow on the fucking bag she puts on his head.
She made sure to put a bow on it as her Christmas present.
Yeah, I'm also sure that if he knew you were gonna be dragging his dead body around the yard, he would have, probably lost a couple pounds to help you.
I also gotta use this as, super low budget show, second episode, so probably their lowest budget out of probably all of their seasons that they got from HBO. We already know it's a TV show in the late 80s, early 90s, so it's a low budget anyway. And they absolutely nail Christmas time, like
Yeah.
the lights, the snow. So fuck you, the Grinch.
Oh, you mean
The mean
the
one.
mean one,
The
yeah.
mean one, yeah. You totally tried to use your budget constraints as a reason why we don't get a halfway decent Whoville. I would have taken this as Whoville.
Yeah,
This
definitely.
would have been a great Whoville.
Yep. So while outside trying to dispose of Joseph's fat ass, she ends up missing a very important news break on the radio, which reports that a maniac dressed as Santa has escaped from a mental institution and has already killed 4 other women. This has now prompted the local police department to put out a notice for all families in the area to stay inside and lock their doors until further notice. So one thing I was wondering is, They mention in this radio broadcast that the man is wearing a Santa suit he stole from one of his victims' homes. How do the police know that?
I thought the same thing.
I mean, is there
I'm
like
like,
a
was there a survivor
was there
who
like
was
a
like he stole a Santa suit?
no, I'm picturing a life-size naked Santa animatronic just standing in some dead lady's living room.
I don't think there was many animatronic Santas at this time.
Statue, whatever.
Maybe it was the husband. Maybe he's like he doesn't kill men apparently, but he did strip me naked of my Santa
He knocked me out, stripped me naked, gave me a dirty Santa, left.
Dirty Santa on the cocks.
So, as Elizabeth then prepares to throw Joseph's body into a well, he suddenly wakes up and grabs her throat to begin choking her while trying to get away. She then attempts to grab an axe, which is planted in a stump a few feet away. But thankfully for her, he eventually succumbs to his wounds and dies again. It just dies.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. He comes alive, chokes her. He uses his last bit of life
To try to
choke
kill
this
her.
bitch.
Yeah, if he just had a little bit more. Imagine the disappointment in Dirty Santa when
Yeah.
he showed up and she was already dead.
They're both dead. So after that, she then starts to hear sleigh bells ringing somewhere close by in the woods when she is then suddenly attacked by Santa Claus, who is now wielding the very axe that she was going to use on her husband, which is, a little ironic. She almost gets killed by the axe she was going to kill her husband with. I don't know if it was just me, but my eyes immediately get drawn to those horrendous teeth. That's like the first thing I see.
Yeah,
His teeth are bad, dude.
he definitely needs quit on the Dirty Santas and take a trip
Sugar?
to the dentist. He
Yeah.
needs a dentist bad.
They need to just rip that all out and put some fake ones in.
Yeah, after he gets his face cut and shit, there's a point in this towards the end of this episode where he's climbing up the ladder though, and he looks pretty fucking creepy.
Yeah, he's definitely creepy. So she ends up escaping by slashing his face with an icicle and kicking him in the dick when she then steals the axe back from him and retreats inside, striking his arm as he attempts to get into the doorway. Now, considering she was almost just killed by homeless, cavity-loving Santa, she immediately starts freaking out, quickly picking up the phone and calling the operator asking for the police. But she then starts to panic when she all of a sudden remembers that she just murdered her fucking husband. And he's laying outside, which is definitely going to bring up some questions when the police come.
Yep. And this is Tales from the Crypt at their best. Like
Yeah.
literally the karma of you are now the hunted and you can't even call for help because of the fucked up decisions that you've made.
Yeah, you didn't, if you could have just got him into that sewer, probably would have been okay.
It's probably a
cops.
well.
Or yeah,
If
well,
she throws him in the sewer,
Pennywise will
think
just
it's
eat him.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be hidden for very long.
I introduced your child to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they were walking through the sewer, and she's like, "Where are they at?" And I said, "That's the sewer." And she's like, "The what?" And I'm like, "Well, that, like the road? Well, that's under the road." And she goes, "Is Pennywise gonna get him?" I said, "No, he's not in this movie."
That's my girl.
So this causes her to pause for a moment to think when she suddenly slams the phone down, hanging up on the operator. This next shit is fucking crazy. Like, I wasn't expecting this. This is wild. So we then see Santa bust through the living room window with a goddamn tire swing.
He just pulls a fucking Jason Voorhees through that fucking window.
Yeah, it's shocking. But thinking fast on her feet, she is quickly able to hit him in the face with the flat side of the axe, knocking him out cold in the snow. After that, the police then call Elizabeth to inform her about the maniac and offer to send a deputy over to check around her property. And while nervous at first, Elizabeth finally agrees after she then realizes that she can just pin Joseph's murder on schizophrenic Saint Nick.
Well, it's crazy because they don't offer to send somebody over. They tell her, like, we're sending police out to everybody in the area, and you got about 20 minutes. So she has, like, absolutely no choice. Like, she's fucked. She's
Yeah.
got a cop on the way with her dead husband out there.
Yep.
But I'm surprised she didn't think to pin the murder
On him
of her
sooner.
husband immediately.
Yeah. I would agree. That would have been the first thing I thought about.
I'd have been like, this can't go any better.
Just an extra gift from Santa. So once she's got it all planned out, she then goes outside and plants the axe deep into Joseph's forehead after missing multiple times, where she then calls the police back to tell them that the killer is here and has just murdered her husband. While on the phone explaining this to the cops, she then looks back outside and realizes that Santa has reawoken and retrieved the axe out of Joseph's head. Now, in a panic, she frantically tells the cops her address and then runs to retrieve a gun in the closet. But apparently, she got her doorknobs from Temu because they, for some reason, just fall apart.
It
Which
was that lazy ass Joseph.
he didn't install them correctly.
You don't know how to put a fucking handle on. You don't know how many times she's asked Joseph to fix that fucking closet doorknob.
Yeah. This leaves her locked in the closet, so technically,
She's R. Kelly.
she's trapped in the closet.
I mean, it's when he's climbing this ladder and he looks down at her, I thought is the best shot, the best scene of the entire fucking episode. He looks super creepy, and he's almost got that, like, somehow he knows she's trapped in this closet.
Yeah.
And also probably confused at why the architect put a window in this tiny closet.
I was on the verge of saying, why is there a small window in this closet?
Yeah, it's very, very weird placed window. But yeah, surprised she didn't think about her daughter at any other point, like when she knew that there was a murderous Santa who literally she just hit in the head with an axe and then she ran back out front to axe her husband. Like, your house is unlocked. There is
Maybe
a deranged serial killer.
Maybe he loosened the handle.
Your daughter is upstairs
Yeah.
in the house. Not very good parenting.
Well, she's not a good decision maker, and one of the things I came away with from watching this was like that poor little girl. Both her parents sucked.
Yeah.
They do. Oh yeah. So anyway, she's in this closet with this window trapped in there, and she looks out of this little window and she spots a Santa climbing a ladder up the side of her house. This ladder, definitely not tall enough. He still has like 8 feet to go.
No, but he tried.
But why did he, like, if I would have put the ladder on the side of the house and been like, damn, it's still almost 10 feet short from the first window, I would have just not climbed up it.
I would at that point just
Give up.
break another window.
Go through the window you broke.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, upstairs, Carrie Ann opens her window up more when she suddenly sees Santa outside heading in her direction, which of course causes her to cheer in excitement, even encouraging him to come on in, reaching her tiny child-sized hands out to help him if needed. I don't know why he's like reaching up to grab her hand. Like, I doubt
Like she's gonna pull him up.
7-year-old girl's gonna be able to help your fat, stinky ass up this window.
I think he's gonna pull her out.
Maybe.
They should have given him a fake Santa beard for this part.
Well, he does have a
because-
beard, but it's dirty.
Yeah, but it's not over his face.
Yeah, he's got,
at
like,
this
art,
point-
yeah.
Yeah, at this point, like his whole face is exposed, and what is this? This girl's like probably 7,
6, 7.
8.
Yeah.
At 7 or 8, had I looked down out of
Spotted
my
that.
window and seen this fucking guy climbing up, I would have shit my pants.
Don't know if I would have really noticed he had a Santa outfit on.
I would not have been reaching my hand out that window.
There's a dirty guy with gross teeth and a red tracksuit climbing out my window, Mom.
But don't forget his face is cut open at this
Yeah.
point too. Like, and he's all like kind of blue from being outside and cold. So he looks super fucking creepy at this point.
Also, I'm surprised there aren't more robbers dressing up like Santa in December, considering like 85% of kids would totally let them in the house. I'm surprised that never happens.
That is true, but you would also like kids would run and tell their parents.
Yeah,
A
that's
kid, it's the
true.
first thing a kid would do. I know it.
Yeah,
My daughter would run and immediately tell me.
I wonder if you dressed as Santa and was gonna break into someone's house in, like, the middle of the day, if the neighbors would call the cops. They'd be like, "I don't know, that's just somebody doing something Christmassy."
Just going through that window. Very Christmassy.
Yeah, you
Probably just climbing in there to make a dirty Santa.
just
It is December.
you just Jimmy in the window, and they're like, "He's just putting some lights on."
Fuck it. You gotta break into cars.
I mean, that's better than a
Put
ski
Put
mask.
a Santa suit on. No, it's not, because the police can easily find you. Like, when they ask for a description
Dressed
of the
as
person
Santa?
breaking in, yeah, as soon as you say, like, "Oh, yeah, I got the perfect description, they were dressed as Santa."
In December, it'd be like,
Like,
"Well, fuck, you know how many people are dressed as Santa in, like,
no, people
malls?"
aren't,
And
like, hanging out dressed as Santa.
you get, like, the malls and then the people outside, like, Walmart and the fucking
Yeah, but not in a
just a
neighborhood.
normal
I
everyday.
have never in my life seen a single person dressed as Santa in my neighborhood.
Well, you've obviously never met a Santa cosplayer. There's a big market for Santa cosplaying.
There is that, like, Santa convention
I'm
in
going to
Jingle All the Way.
I'm going to Santa.
Remember all the fucking Santas?
Yeah, I'm going to the Santa cosplay convention's day.
That was
Why?
before cosplay conventions were even cool.
Oh
They were
god.
having fucking Santa cosplay conventions.
What if there's, like, a Santa fetish? Well, that's horrendous.
A lot of dirty Santas being given.
I bet you there is. Meanwhile, still trapped in the closet, a panicked Elizabeth begins screaming and freaking out, where she eventually is able to break down the door, finally escaping. But right after she runs up the stairs, she turns the corner to find her daughter's room is now empty. Carrie Ann then calls out for her mother, prompting Elizabeth to rush back down the steps, and when she makes it back, she is relieved to find her daughter unharmed. But this relief doesn't last long, as Carrie Ann soon reveals that she let Santa in through the front door. As Dirty Santa stands there holding the axe and the little girl's hand, a horrified Elizabeth is left hysterically screaming as he then looks right at her and asks, "Naughty or nice?" Where we get one last close-up of those god-awful teeth. So, we then jump back to the Crypt Keeper, who is thankfully here to help put our minds at ease, as he tells us not to worry about little Carrie Ann because this particular Santa preferred older women in pieces, that is. He also tells us that we should always be careful of what we ask for Christmas. And that is the end of an all through the house.
I love the Terrifier 3. Like, the more I think about that, the beginning, the intro to that movie with the little girl and seeing art in the house. Yeah, I love that connection. I love that he did the whole intro to that based off of this episode.
Agree.
And I also love that we actually get to see the killing in
Yeah.
Terrifier 3. I do wish that we would have gotten to see, like, her dying at the end, like, maybe even in, like, Tales from the Crypt fashion of, like, a silhouette of him swinging the axe and her screaming, or some, like, blood splatter on the wall or something.
What would have been better is if the Crypt Keeper at the end would have, like, pulled her head out of the bag and, like, sat it on the desk or something.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
would have had a little Santa bag with him.
Yeah, it's what he
Yeah.
had. He had it in the beginning, and he throws it on the desk. And then if at the end, he just pulled her fucking head out. Yeah,
That
that would've been good.
would have cost him too much money.
A fake head. Yeah,
They're like silhouette and some blood splatter on the wall.
yeah.
That's total Tales from the Crypt season 1 low budget kill.
So, there was only a couple facts on this thing, not a lot to find on this episode at all. So, the radio announcer warns the Gaines County area of the escaped maniac in a Santa suit. This is a reference to William Gaines, publisher of the comic books. Also, this is the first time where the Crypt Keeper actually says the title of the story in the beginning. Which is really not that big of a deal considering there was only one other episode that he doesn't
Yeah.
do that.
When you said that, my first thought was, wow, there was literally only one episode
Yeah.
prior.
Yeah. So the kill count is 1, maybe 2 or 3, but we don't know. We do know it's at least 1. Obviously, kill count's really not important here. So we're going to jump straight to the rating. I gave this a 4.0, man. The fire poker and to the head looked pretty decent, and I thought that the Dirty Santa looked pretty gross and creepy. My biggest thing, though, is the creepy Crypt Keeper in the beginning. That was like a huge point getter for me. And there's also just something so unsettling about when a little kid, you know, doesn't realize that this person that they look up to or really trust is, actually kind of evil. Like, it's kind of like Sinister, where the little kids are like enticed by the demon or whatever, or like When Evil Lurks, with the kids are like involved with the. There's just something about little kids and evil,
They're
man.
so selfish. Like,
It's true.
just literally like, who cares about my family? They're just so enticed by presents
Yeah.
and in getting things that they don't care who it is.
And what's funny about that is
Damn
like
kids.
I did see a psychologist years ago talking about the difference between child psychology and adult psychology, and he was like, "Well, one of the main things to remember dealing with children is all children are narcissists." And I was like, "That was fucking rude, but I kind of see your point." And yeah, so like that's just I think that kind of adds to the it's just something creepy
Well, I
about little
think
kids and evil, man.
I think that was, the genius of this story and the original All Through the House newspaper poem of Santa, creeping through the house at night and leaving presents under the tree. And, you know, obviously if Santa's coming in the house and leaving presents, you got kids in the house. What if this was an actual person in
Like a
your
burglar,
house?
yeah,
Like
or
like a
murderer.
bad person,
Mhm.
on Christmas Eve breaking into your house.
So, the last thing I wanna mention, which I think is actually really important about this episode, is the music really drives this episode for me. It's like a happy Christmas music that somehow fits really well with this, like, evil Santa trying to kill this woman. I don't know what it is, man, but it fits. Like, it's happy, jolly Christmas music, but it fits with this story. And I think that that's a big important thing, especially because this episode's only 22 minutes long, slightly shorter than your average Tales from the Crypt episode. You only got 22 minutes to tell this story, and I think that the music really helps, and it helps it feel like a Christmas thing. But yeah, 4.0 for me. This is, a classic episode, and it really did a good job putting me into the Christmas spirit.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you don't hate it
I don't.
anymore. I gave this a 4.1. I really love that they nailed the Christmas vibe. I think that touches on what you were just talking about with the music. I think the music ties in that Christmas feel. This very much is like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation,
Oh, yeah.
like with the snow and the lights and the Christmas music going. Like they really nailed that feeling, especially in the beginning. Like it's at night. They're having glasses of wine by the fire on Christmas Eve.
Mhm.
Like they really, really nailed that feeling, and it sets up perfect for this great Christmas gone wrong. And like I said, for me personally, this episode is just a classic. Like it's just one of the ones that if I had to think of 5 Tales from the Crypt episodes, this one's always gonna be in that top 5.
Well, yeah, that's what I was
Not
saying in the beginning is I think this lives rent-free in most fans of the show's head.
Yeah, and it's not to say that it's in the top 5 best episodes, but it's the Christmas theme for some reason just makes it stick out so well, and I think that's a testament to how good they did the Christmas theme. Whereas you look at something like the meme ones where you don't get that same feeling. Definitely the story is total Tales from the Crypt, man. The awesome dose of karma wrapped in a nice Tales from the Crypt theme wrapping paper under the tree.
It's
Like,
always very simple. It
yeah,
gets to the point. I mean,
yeah,
the first murder takes place literally like 10 seconds into the story, and then, the murderer, the evil Santa or whatever, he shows up and we're just what, like 4 minutes in or something? It doesn't take very long at all.
yeah, yeah. And then my favorite part of this is the Crypt Keeper himself.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the very beginning of this episode, he looks super creepy.
Yeah, he takes the golden award for
Yeah.
this episode, definitely.
I think it's a lot to say too that this is such a memorable episode that it went on to, influence Damien Leone's whole entire intro to Terrifier 3.
Yeah.
Like I think if it wasn't for this episode, that Terrifier 3 may not be a Christmas movie at all.
I agree, yeah, because I mean, he talked about this how important this episode was in a lot of the press stuff he did for Terrifier 3.
Yeah, and I loved that Terrifier 3 was a Christmas movie. I wouldn't want all of them to be Christmas movies. I hope the fourth one jumps back to Halloween,
Agree.
but I did love that change of pace, and it was all off of this 22 minutes of television that happened so long ago, but yet has lived in infamy in people's minds, and who knows what else it's influenced.
Yeah. Well, that is it for us. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Tales from the Script. Thank you guys for listening, and hit us up for your chance to win a brand new copy of Talk to Me on 4K. And tune in next week for another chance to win another awesome movie. Next episode is going to be the 2006 remake of Black Christmas, I think. So looking forward to that. I think that it might be a first time watch for both of us. Have you seen it before? I haven't.
I have not.
Yeah. First time watch for both of us. So we'll see how that holds up to Black Christmas. I don't have a lot of hope for it, but I remember when we did Black Christmas last year, a lot of people told us that there was some people that were fans of the 2006 one, but nobody liked the second remake. I can't remember when it came out, like 2018 version or something, but definitely looking forward to that. But let us know what you thought about this one. Is it a Christmas tradition? Do you watch it every year? Do you love it? Do you hate it? What's the deal? And with that being said, we will catch you next time.